So now what we're going to do is we're going to place the motherboard into the system over here. If we back up and we look at the system, you see on the bottom part some little cutouts, and that's where the spacers go. Okay, and I'll show you exactly what a spacer looks like. Okay, that's where the spacer goes, so the motherboard just does not lay on the metal part of the case, and it doesn't short circuit on us. So let's go ahead and put these in right now. Okay. Okay, so now that we have all the spacers in place, we're going to put in the motherboard, make sure it aligns. Okay, on this particular motherboard we have a plastic piece that goes underneath the CPU, okay, and it has some hooks. As you can see, these hooks have to slide in to these four little holes, on the case. Okay, so carefully we're going to drop this motherboard in. Okay, and the reason why the motherboard usually goes in last, okay, it's not going to go in that way. Let's drop it in this way. Okay, and we're going to drop it in down here. Alright, we're going to try make sure. There it goes, it dropped in place, and now we're going to scoot it over, make sure it's all clicks in and all the screws align. As you can see, the screws are aligned, and now we're going to fasten the motherboard to the case. Okay. Okay, as you can see, all the spacers are lined up. Okay. The on the back side, all these little things are lined up, so we're ready to fasten the motherboard into the case. Okay. So here you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws in total. Make sure all these screws are in place. Some of these screws are kind of in tight areas. Oh, there. That's what I feared. I drop it. That's where the toolkit comes in handy. There it is. So make sure that we have the right tip on. And now to make sure that they are fastened. And the last one, okay, now that we've gotten the motherboard, in place, okay, we're gonna go ahead and start putting in the boards. I'm gonna start off with the fax modem. Okay, as you can tell, that's where the fax modem goes in. That's where you can connect the telephone into it. Alright, it's a kind of simple board. And that one was located right down here. So we're gonna make sure that we line it up. Make sure it's lined up, and we press down and it's connected. Make sure that it's lined up and placed in. Okay. The other board that we have is our video board. Okay. This came with the system. This for its time, it was pretty advanced because it had the analog for an analog monitor or a digital monitor. So it was a pretty nice board when it came out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and place this one in. This one. Now that they're in place, let's turn this around. This particular computer system has a lock that puts them in place over here just to hold these boards in place. Okay, and that also gets screwed in, and this is how it was. Okay, so that will hold them in place and they won't come out. Okay. Now that we have the boards in, we're going to put the memory. Okay. This system only came with one stick of memory. Okay, this is a 256 memory, 133 megahertz, which, if you remember, it is the maximum that this board can handle. This is a dual-sided, as you can tell, has memory on both sides. Okay, so we're going to go right ahead and place this one in. Since we only have one, we're going to put it in the first slot. Okay, we drop it in. Make sure that it goes in. Make sure we're doing this correctly. Okay. Try this again. Make sure we line up the slots and they clip in. Okay, so now the memory stick is in. Okay, once we have that in place, what we're going to start doing is applying the ribbons for the devices to the motherboard. So we're going to start connecting all these devices to the motherboard. Okay, we're going to start with probably the closest one. Okay. This is the strip for the floppy drive. Okay, so make sure that one goes connected right over here. Press it in, and floppy drive was, as you can tell down there, I don't know if you can see that where it says floppy. See floppy on the corner right there? That's where this one gets connected. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that it is connected on the bottom there. Okay. So get most of that tape out of the way so you can see. Now that we've done that, we're going to connect the primary hard drive. This one only has one hard drive. But the way to tell which ribbon belongs to the hard drive is always the one with the blue tip is the one that goes to the hard drive. Okay, so since there's only one, you have the capability of having two. This is your primary, your secondary, or your master, and your slave, and as you could say, system board. So at least it tells you where it should go. So we're going to go right ahead and place that in here. Okay. We're going to fold that a little bit. Okay, and we're going to drop it in place, and the hard drive is connected. Okay. Now, the other two devices that are pending are the DVD player and the CD-ROM. So again, we have the ribbon. It has your master, your slave, and to the system board. As you can tell, that this color is black. So this is not the one that's going to be used for the hard drive or the ID. All right. So we're going to go right ahead